You are making a mistake every single night, and that mistake is leaving a door open, a door that should be closed, a door that darkness walks right through while you sleep. And the worst part, you have no idea it is happening. I need you to stop everything right now, because what I am about to tell you is something that has been buried for 3,000 years, hidden inside one of the most read psalms in all of human history, and almost nobody is talking about it. Psalm 91. You know it. You have read it. Maybe you say it every single night. But here is the question that should terrify you. If you have been reading it this whole time, why is your life still under attack? Why does the fear not leave? Why do the problems keep coming back? Why does it feel like your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling and falling right back onto your lap? I will tell you exactly why. And by the end of this video, your relationship with Psalm 91 will never be the same again. If this is your first time here, welcome to Torah Unveiled. This channel exists for one reason: to pull back the veil and show you what has been hidden in plain sight inside the ancient texts. Subscribe right now and hit that notification bell, because what we share here you cannot find anywhere else. And before you leave today, I want you to watch my previous video called "You Are in Danger If You Have Been Saying Psalm 91." Wrong. The link is in the description. Watch it after this. Together, these two teachings will completely transform how you approach this psalm. Now, let us go deep. Let me tell you about a woman I will call Sarah. She had been reading Psalm 91 every single night for 11 years. 11 years. She knew every word by heart. She could recite it in the dark. She recited it over her children. She wrote it on paper and placed it on her door. She did everything right, everything she had been taught. And yet her life was falling apart. Her health was deteriorating. Her marriage was in crisis. Her finances were collapsing. And every single morning, she woke up with a heaviness in her chest that she could not explain. A darkness that Psalm 91 was supposed to chase away, but it never did. She came to me desperate, and she asked me the same question I want to ask you right now. What am I doing wrong? And the answer I gave her, the answer that changed everything for her, is the same answer I am going to give you today. Here is the truth that has been hidden from you. Psalm 91 is not a poem. It is not a lullaby. It is not something you read the way you read a newspaper. Psalm 91 is a legal covenant document written in the spiritual language of heaven. And, like any legal document, the words alone are not enough. The intention behind the words, the position from which you speak those words, and the understanding you carry when you open your mouth. These things determine whether that covenant is activated or whether it is completely void. Let me prove this to you directly from the text. Look at verse 2. This is the verse that most people skip over without understanding what it really means. It says, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust." In the original Hebrew, the word used here is omer, which does not simply mean to read or to recite. It means to declare, to proclaim, to speak with full authority and full conviction as someone who knows exactly what they are saying and exactly who they are saying it to. This is not passive. This is not quiet. This is not routine. This is a warrior standing before God and making a legal declaration that activates divine protection over their life. Now ask yourself honestly, is that how you have been reading it? Or have you been reading it the way you read a grocery list? Words passing through your mouth without landing anywhere. The ancient rabbis in the Talmud tractate Barakat teach us something critical about this. They say that a person should not stand to pray except from a place of koved rosh, which translates as heaviness of the head. Gravity of intention, a deep settled awareness of who you are speaking to and what you are declaring. They were not talking about going through the motions. They were talking about entering into a covenant with the living God, and there is a massive difference between those two things. Now I want to show you the 3 layers of Psalm 91 that almost nobody teaches, and each layer is more powerful than the last. The first layer is the layer of declaration, verses 1 and 2. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. Notice something extraordinary here. The psalm opens in the third person, He who dwells. And then in verse 2, it suddenly shifts. I will say. This is intentional. This is not a mistake. The rabbis of the Midrash explain that verse 1 is God speaking about the person who comes to him, and verse 2 is the moment the human being steps forward and responds. It is a conversation, a two-way covenant, not a monologue. Most people read the entire psalm as if they are reading a story about someone else. But verse 2 is the moment you are supposed to step into the psalm yourself, to make it personal, to make it yours, to stop reading about someone who is protected and to declare that you are that person. This is the first mistake. People never step into the psalm. They read it from the outside. The second layer is the layer of warfare. Verses 5 through 13. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. In Kabbalistic tradition, these four threats, the terror of the night, the arrow by day, the pestilence in darkness, the destruction at noon, represent the four directions from which spiritual attack can come. Every hour of the day is covered. Every angle of danger is addressed. This psalm was designed as a complete spiritual shield. But here is what the Zohar teaches about this section. It says that these words only become a shield when they are spoken by someone who has already established the covenant in verse 2. In other words, if you skipped step 1, if you never made the declaration, if you never stepped into the psalm personally, then verses 5 through 13 are just beautiful poetry. They have no legal weight in the spiritual realm. This is why so many people read Psalm 91 and nothing changes. They are reading the protection without first activating the covenant. They are trying to use a key they never picked up. The third layer is the most stunning of all, and almost nobody talks about it. It is the layer of divine response. Verses 14 through 16. Because he holds fast to me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Do you see what just happened? The entire psalm shifts voice in these final 3 verses. For the first 13 verses, we are speaking, we are declaring, we are covering ourselves with the promises of God. And then, suddenly, in verse 14, God himself speaks, and he responds to everything we just declared. This is the moment the covenant is sealed. This is God saying, I heard your declaration, I accept it, and now here is my response. The ancient rabbis called this the divine echo, the spiritual principle that when a human being speaks the covenant of Psalm 91 with true intention, God does not stay silent. He answers directly in the same psalm. But here is what this means practically. If you have been reading Psalm 91 and you reach verse 14 and you feel nothing, if there is no sense of response, no shift in your spirit, no weight of divine presence, it is because the covenant was never activated in verse 2. The declaration was never made from a place of true intention, and so the divine echo has nothing to respond to. Now I want to talk about timing, because this is something my competitor will never tell you. The ancient Jewish teaching on Psalm 91 is deeply connected to the concept of Leil Shimurim, the night of watchfulness. In Exodus chapter 12, verse 42, the Torah describes a specific night where God stood watch over his people, and the rabbis teach that every Shabbat night carries a residue of that divine watchfulness. That there is a window in the spiritual realm, specifically on Friday evening, where the protection offered in Psalm 91 is exponentially more powerful. But they also teach something that applies to every single night of the week. They say that the moments right before sleep are uniquely vulnerable. The Zohar calls this moment the small death. When a person falls asleep, their soul partially ascends, and in that window between wakefulness and sleep, between this world and the next, The spiritual forces that operate in darkness have a specific window of access. This is why Psalm 91 is called Shir Shel Pega, I am in the Talmud, the song against evil encounters. It was written specifically for this moment, the moment before sleep, the moment of maximum spiritual vulnerability. But it only works if you read it consciously, intentionally, as a declaration, not as a habit, not as a routine, not as something you mumble half asleep before you close your eyes. If you read it half asleep, you are not activating the covenant, you are just making noise. So here is exactly how to read Psalm 91 starting tonight. And I want you to do this for 7 consecutive nights and then come back and tell me in the comments what shifted in your life. Sit up, do not lie down. Posture matters because your body communicates intention to your spirit. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. This is not mysticism. This is simply the practice of settling your mind, the way the Talmud instructs. Entering a state of koved rosh, gravity of intention. Read verse 1 slowly. Feel the weight of the shelter you are entering. Picture it. The shadow of the Almighty is not metaphor. It is a real spiritual reality that you are stepping into. When you reach verse 2, stop. Do not rush through it. Say the words as a declaration. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Say it like you mean every single word, because you do. Read verses 3 through 13 as a warrior covering every area of your life, your health, your family, your home, your finances, your mind. Name them as you read. Make the psalm specific to your life. And when you reach verse 14, be still, because God is now speaking, and He is speaking directly to you. Receive those words. Let them land. Let them go deeper than your mind and settle into your spirit. Then close in silence. 1 minute of silence. No phone, no noise. Just you and the covenant you just activated. I want to read something to you before we close. Verse 11 of Psalm 91. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. 3,000 years ago, these words were written, and they are still true tonight. God has assigned angels to you, not to the person next to you specifically. And Psalm 91 is the legal document that activates their assignment over your life. But they cannot guard a life that has not declared the covenant. Tonight, say it right. Say it with full intention. Say it as a declaration of war against everything that has been attacking your peace, your health, your family, and your future. And if this teaching opens something in you today, I need you to do 3 things right now. Like this video, because it tells the algorithm that this teaching matters and it puts it in front of someone who desperately needs it. Tonight, subscribe to Torah Unveiled because we go deeper every single week. And share this video with one person in your life who reads Psalm 91 and wonders why nothing is changing. You might be the reason their life shifts tonight. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you are doing this tonight. Or tell me, what is the one area of your life you are believing Psalm 91 to cover right now? Write it in the comments. I read every single one. And go watch my video called You Are in Danger if you have been saying Psalm 91 wrong. The link is in the description. It pairs directly with this teaching, and together they will completely change how you approach this psalm forever. God bless you. Go read that psalm tonight, and read it right.